Hello, everybody. Welcome to Founders Live Minneapolis. This month is obviously the month of July, and we are so excited to welcome these four wonderful founders. And it looks like most of them are on mute, but we're going to be diving into our pitch competition right away. We're going to be doing, obviously, we're going to do a little bit of thanking our sponsors. We're going to introduce ourselves in case you're new and this is your first time. We can see that people are trickling in. So for those of you that are tuning in, if you are on Facebook or on YouTube, you can actually comment on those platforms, and then we, all the founders and the board members that are tuning into this live stream to help host, we can actually see those comments and we can display them. For example, we got Matt Jacobson saying, "Hey, thanks a lot, Matt. You come to our events every month, and you're a rock star." And I'll give a little plug for Matt. He's a financial advisor in case anybody's looking for some of that. So, but that's just an example of how when you comment, we can feature you on screen. So with that note, we're going to swap out some of the founders here and go into the event. So boom, boom. Awesome. So Megan Singsetti and myself will be your co-hosts for tonight's event. And for everyone that knows, if you've been to one of our in-person events before COVID-19, you know that we typically, do the networking ahead of time, and then we go into the pitch competition, and then we do the happy hour afterwards. So for what we're doing for our virtual events is we're going pitch competition first, then we go into the voting, and then we have a combination of the virtual happy hour, and we do that via Meetaway, that digital networking. And for anybody who this is their first time coming to a Founders Live event, you can ask anybody that might have invited you, because they've probably recommended it. Is my personal favorite part, and Megan, I'm sure you can comment on this too, is the personal connections that you walk away with from Founders Live Minneapolis. It's the after party where when we were having in-person events, and now that we're doing digital, you can be in that virtual chat room, or when we would go to Hewing Hotel or something like that, one of our sponsors, you would have a brand new first-time founder, who's green behind the ears. This is their first venture, whether that's somebody who's young out of college or this is their 5th, 6th, 10th venture that they've had successful exits before. You could have somebody who's totally new sitting next to an investor who's ready to write a check, sitting next to a software developer who's looking for a startup to join as a technical co-founder. And that sense of bringing all of those different personalities together and collaborating is my personal favorite part of Founders Live. What do you think, Megan?
Oh, definitely. And sorry, I was just pouring myself a summer margarita. We might as well enjoy it while it's hot. But yeah, definitely what Dick said. I've met a lot of really great people through Founders Live, had really great conversations, and you really get to be friends with people. So if you haven't yet, put in the comments on either Facebook or YouTube, whatever you're on, just where you're joining us from. I know I've seen a couple people joining us from out of state, so that's kind of fun. And with the virtual events, we do have people in our community being the world now, who can join us and chime in. So it's really kind of a fun. We've kind of tried to keep the virtual events as close to the live events, the in-person events, so you guys can still get the same experience.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So with that, we'll kind of dive into the slides here. So obviously, welcome to Founders Live Minneapolis. We're going to dive into this quick little video. This is about a 2-minute video from Founders Live Corporate. And for some background, for those of you that don't know, Founders Live is actually a global venue for entrepreneurs. It's a global organization, global event. We are spread across 55 cities in 10 different countries. So Minneapolis is one of those 55. So this is just a little bit of insight into some of the other cities and what they're doing. So we'll go ahead and watch this. And let me know if you can hear it, Megan.
I can't hear it right now.
All right, let's try. This is live. Let me see if I can. adjust the settings. I'm going to give myself a little. Okay, let's try it again. Let me know if you can hear it. No problem. We'll just go to the next slide and we'll talk through it verbally. So Founders Live is a community created to inspire, educate, and entertain entrepreneurs around the world. Like I said earlier, we're in 55 cities and 10 different countries. And Minneapolis is, we're proud to say, in the top 3 cities consistently month after month. As far as community engagement goes, as far as number of attendees, the quality of the events, I think we get some of the best feedback. And that's obviously something that Megan can touch on at the end there. And Josh will tune him in. We collect feedback from, people like yourselves who attend our events, the founders, the investors that show up, community organizers, it's everyday people who come to our events, and we consistently get awesome feedback. And we're super proud to be facilitating that. So there are 4 core values to Founders Live. Core value number 1 is respectful authenticity. Be who you are. We want to create a sense of culture and community where everyone feels welcome, no matter every walk of life that they come from. Core value number 2 is gather around the campfire, and that means telling your story. Not everybody has a company that they're raising funds for, but everybody has that background of why they're here tonight. And that's what we try to encourage, is have conversations and inspire other people and make those meaningful connections. So that way you walk away from tonight having met possibly a future co-founder, an investor, a lifelong friend. And that's what Founders Live is all about. Value number 3 is open the door. What can you do for others? And this is that classic call to action where we try to pay it forward and think of, what can I do for the person sitting next to me? Or in our case, what can I do for the person on the other side of the webcam? If there's introductions you can make to founders to help them get into a new a store to distribute their products. If there's somebody that is looking to join a company and they're hiring, make those introductions. If you yourself think that the product or the service that you're hearing, the startup that you're hearing pitch is a great fit for your business, your company, your life, become a customer. Commerce. One of my favorite videos from our highlight reels is, I think, Megan, was it the October or November event that we had, where we had a founder who had made these eco-friendly, like day bags, and we got some footage of like 3 or 4 people exchanging money, and like actually buying the product at the event in their little setup table. And that was just so cool to see, that commerce actually take place at the event was really cool.
And we've had people selling energy drinks. We had one that brought her, it was more than one founder, but the co-founders brought their their nutritional drinks, I should say.
Vitamin water, right?
Vitamin water, yeah. It was a new kind of vitamin water. And it's just really fun to actually get to connect with people and see the products and the great ideas that they've come up with.
Mm-hmm. Core value number 4 is no name tags. So you can see that even though we have these little name tags here on the live stream, one thing that we do differently is the core value is not necessarily 4 name tags, but the concept is that you want people to approach you and introduce themselves and say, hey, my name's Dick, my name's Megan. Here's what I do. That's why we're encouraging in the comment section there, talk about who you are, where you're from, what you do, like what's your day job, what's a call to action that somebody in the community, in the Founders Live Minneapolis community, can help you with, and spark. And by not having a name tag at our events, that spark plugs that there's no excuse for you to not approach somebody and start that conversation. What do you think, Megan?
Yeah, it really kind of opens up the door. You can talk to anybody, and you can that's kind of a natural conversation starter, a little less awkward than other kind of networking events, because you're just like, oh, hi, I'm Megan, what do you do? And yeah, it opens up the door to talk about, learn about others and talk about yourself a little bit too.
Yeah, awesome. So this is our awesome rock star cast band, whatever you want to call it, of board members that they really make everything tick and run behind the scenes at Founders Live Minneapolis. So myself, I'm Dick Polipnik, and I primarily act as the city leader, technically, from the corporate perspective, and organize the other board members and help them out where they need it. Nick Wilcom is our startup coordinator, is our sponsor coordinator. So he works with all the sponsors that you're going to see on screen here tonight, and brokers those relationships. So if you are a potential sponsor and you want to get involved with our community, our startups, our events, definitely reach out to Nick. Jacob Mischke is our startup coordinator. So if you or somebody you know is a startup founder and you would like to pitch at an upcoming event, Jacob is the one who goes through those applications, has those conversations, and practices the pitches with you, and hand selects the 4 or 5 companies that pitch every single month. Adam Lofquist is our marketing coordinator, and he's the one that is doing the promotions that you are all familiar with on social media, LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. He's the one behind those, creating those experiences for everybody leading up and following up from the event. And of course, Megan, if you want to introduce yourself and talk about what you do at Founders Live. And then we see here on the screen, it says Board Member of the Month. And Megan is actually our Board Member of the Month. So she can talk a little bit about, if you could touch a little bit on what you do outside of Founders Live, that would be great.
Oh, perfect. Thank you, Dick. So my role is the operations coordinator. Basically, the operations coordinator, it does a little bit of everything. So I primarily, a lot of you have probably gotten those emails that say, come to Founders Live events. That's one of the things that I do. I also kind of work with different partnerships through Founders Live. And then I also, help. We're all a team, so I help support the other board members as well. My role outside of Founders Live is I have my own company called 99 Yellow. Really what I strive to do in 99 Yellow is be a recruiting and HR resource to tech startups, really to all startups, primarily for tech purposes. So I recruit software engineers, and really what I can kind of bring to that is we all know how busy all of us are. And I hear it from everybody. I feel it myself as well. We have a lot to do. And sometimes we just need somebody to kind of help us out with one area. And that's kind of where I come in with the recruiting. It takes a long time to kind of the majority of the process, I feel, is sourcing and finding that right person, just having that initial conversation. So really I can help, I can really work with founders to find that correct person into your new role and help you to be successful, because people are really important as you're building your organization. You really want to see good people joining who will help you and help your business to succeed. So that's just a little bit about me and what I do for 99 Yellow, and of course for Founders Live. I'm really excited to be on the board. I actually just started back in February, and it was because I love working with startups and I love the Founders Live mentality. And so really excited to be here, and I think we have a great night planned for you guys, and you're going to really enjoy it.
Couldn't agree more, Megan. I'm super pumped for tonight's startup. So we got Megan and I were fortunate enough to sit in the practice round that took place before the event, before we went live. And it's going to be I always draw the metaphor that Founders Live is like Shark Tank, but the audience are the sharks. They're the ones that get to ask the Q&A. They're the ones at the end of the night technically sign the check and cast their vote towards winning the prize money and the prize packages. And and I hear a little bit of echo there, Megan. I don't know if that's better. And I like to draw that metaphor for Shark Tank. And I think tonight the Shark Tank is going to be a little bloody water, because I think these are some really good startups. And I don't vote because I feel like as somebody who's co-hosting, I shouldn't. But if I were, it would be a really tough decision tonight. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to vote either because, I have met all these startups, so it would be really hard for me to choose a favorite. They're all really great.
Well, if it's anything like last month, you and I might have to be tiebreakers because we've been really close last couple of rounds. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. And also somebody who's not pictured on this slide is Josh Williams. He is our event coordinator. So he's the one that really structures how the event flows. And he's super, super influential in the actual the event itself and the behind the scenes operations of the event experience, and then taking all the feedback that we receive from audience members and actually implementing it and improving it a month after month. So special thanks to Josh as well. A quick thank you to our angel sponsor this month is Online Growth Systems. I'm actually the founder and chief growth officer of Online Growth Systems, so I'll give a little bit of a plug there. So Online Growth Systems, we're a team of about 10 people in the digital marketing and creative spaces. So we help companies scale from 1 million to 2 million in annual revenue through our fractional digital services. So we offer everything from Facebook advertising and Google AdWords to social media marketing and management. We do a lot of website and software development. We've been working with, whether it's a small Shopify site and just an e-commerce company who's just trying to get off the ground, or if it's a large enterprise software that's, working with a, $500,000 piece of this huge piece of software to, help take it to the next level. We do a lot of video production. So if anybody's looking for animated logos, explainer videos, explainer videos are something that we're finding work really, really well right now with a lot of our clients, especially with COVID-19 going on. You can't always have those in-person meetings to explain or run through a demo like that. So video demos and explainer videos have been working really well for our clients. So whether you work with us or not, that's a little marketing tidbit for tonight is as a founder, maybe explore one of those two options as a marketing route. So if anybody is listening, it has a company or of somebody who is looking for marketing services, whether that's software development, advertising, marketing, HubSpot automation, we do a lot of email campaigns, definitely reach out to myself or go to onlinegrowthsystems.com and you can chat with one of our team members. So.
And Dick is also looking for a new employee. He has an open position to work with him, which is, of course, very appealing because he's Dick. And he is looking for a creative mind to help with content creation and to help with content creating using like graphics and using like Adobe graphics, videos, writing, blogs, podcasts, all that kind of fun stuff that Dick does on a daily basis with Online Growth Systems. So if you or somebody who might be interested, feel free to shoot Dick an email or connect with him on LinkedIn and just say, hey, Dick, I know somebody who might be interested in this.
Yeah, thanks, Megan, for picking that up. I totally forgot to mention that, and I would like to actually touch on that because not on the job posting. If you're interested, you can just go to our website and then scroll down to the footer. You can find the careers page there, and we'd love to look at your application. And if you mention you're from Founders Live, you go to the top of the list. So, but I just kind of want to touch on what you did there, Megan, because you just literally gave an example of one of the core values of opening the door. I forgot to mention that we're hiring, and then you came in clutch there for me and mentioned that, which is I'm super grateful for. And then also to show the reason Megan is so knowledgeable about this particular position is because Online Growth Systems actually hired her and her team at 99 Yellow to help be one of the recruiting firms to help source candidates for this position. So that's just like an example of the Founders Live community. I would have never met Megan, known Megan, or done business with Megan had it not been through meeting her at a Founders Live event and then getting to know her. And now I'm a client of hers, and she's doing a great job, and she has really helped take our HR to the next level. So that's just an example of something like a real life practical example of something that happened from the Founders Live community. So thanks for being awesome, Megan.
Thanks, Dick.
Our partner sponsors are obviously Google Cloud for Startups and AWS, which is Amazon. And they, I just had Google on my phone, just thought I was talking to it. So Google and Amazon are the ones that are providing the awesome prize money for tonight. And when I say prize money, I should say it's a credit for the cloud services that these two companies provide. And a lot of the companies today, whether you're using G Suite or you're using Firebase for cloud, or you're using AWS Cloud Active, or Light Rails or Light Sail, a lot of those services, you can get up to $10,000. The winner of tonight's event gets up to a $10,000 credit, and the participants get up to a, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Jacob, he's in the stream here with us, but a $5,000 credit for just participating. So everybody you see here tonight is getting some of our the benefits, but these two companies in particular are funding a lot of the really cool prizes. So special thanks to Google and Amazon. So this is the presenters package. So in addition to the cloud credits that they get free consultation with Firebrand. They get access to Net Capital funds, which is like a crowdfunding, like a Kickstarter crowdfunding where you can get equity in exchange for crowdfunding, which is really cool. They get exclusive perks to Delta just for pitching here tonight at Founders Live Minneapolis. And then, of course, the winner for tonight gets featured on the Founders Live podcast. And that is the podcast that gets distributed to 55 cities in 10 different countries all over the world. So they get a ton of free PR exposure from a corporate standpoint on Founders Live. So special thanks to these sponsors. All right, here we go into the fun part that we all have been waiting for. So as you all know, we have hundreds of guests that tune in from Facebook, for this stream, we're going from Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. And if you want to participate in the comments, unfortunately, Twitter does not have the integration for us to participate with comments from our perspective. But if you're tuning in from Facebook or YouTube, we'd love to engage you there. Tonight, we have 4 companies that are pitching. They each get a 99-second pitch, and then we actually will be flashing little timestamps on the screen here so that the founders know how much time they have left in their pitch. And then at the 99-second mark, Megan or myself will be verbally letting them know that they've hit their time limit. And then they go into a 4-minute session with you, the audience, the sharks, the people who at the end of the night, you will be deciding who the winner is. So this is your opportunity as a viewer to ask the tough questions and ask, whether it's something about like, what's your passion? Why did you start this company, down to the exact financials? Like, what's your revenue to date? Are you raising money? What's your financial projections? And the founders can choose to answer or, abstain from answering, if they deem that it's, they're in a little bit of stealth mode still, but that's up to their discretion. But you can ask whatever question you want, which is really cool. And then, of course, we go into the vote, and then we'll be posting the link to the voting here in the chat. And then also it'll be live at our Linktree. So if you go to Linktree/FoundersLiveMN, we'll be posting that link too. You can find the poll where you can actually cast your vote for the winner for tonight. And at the end of the night, we will announce the winner and go into our virtual happy hour and networking. So any other pieces here, Megan, that you want to touch on?
Nope, you got it covered, Dick.
Awesome. And for everybody's record, I know that, Megan, you said earlier, we've got people tuning in from, looks like Portland, Minneapolis, Seattle. So looks like primarily tonight we've got people from the US, but this does get live streamed on those platforms globally and in the Founders Live community. So the founderslive.com, where the poll is going to be live, that's where those 55 cities in 10 different countries live and interact outside of the events. So this live stream goes to them as well. So pretty cool. All right, here's tonight's pitch order. So we've got these 4 companies, and we'll be showing this slide again at the end in case you want a reminder of the pitches that you saw when you're about to cast your vote. But this is the order we're going to be pitching in tonight. And and then at the end, we'll be going to that voting screen. So I'll just keep this up here. And with that, I would like to welcome Ebenezer with Braille Easy to pitch first.
Sure. Thank you so
Ebenezer,
much.
how are you?
Doing great. How are you, Dick?
We are doing awesome. Let me just set up my phone here for the timer. And when you have 30 seconds left, they'll be flashing this card. When you have 10 seconds left, they'll be flashing this card. And then when your time is up, I will let you know. And we'll go into the Q&A. Sound good?
Sounds great. Thank you.
Awesome. Let me pull up your screen. And we're ready whenever you are. I will start the timer when you start talking.
Sure. Hi, I'm Ebenezer Ayana. I'm the founder of Braille Easy, an innovation that teaches Braille to the blind. Braille is a tactile reading and writing system that uses raised dots. It is vital for the blind to attain literacy, which is crucial for their social and financial independence. However, in just a few decades, Braille literacy in the United States has gone down from 50% to only 10%. The main reason is the lack of evolution of Braille, as blind people need to tediously move their fingertips to read. In addition, the lack of Braille-certified teachers and resources in schools and the high price of displays have contributed to this decline. And as a result, convenient audio technologies have taken over. However, Braille is very important for the well-being of the blind, and hence a 10% literacy rate is very alarming. And so we designed Braille Easy, an innovation that teaches Braille to the blind. It is equipped with a patent-pending display on the side, and it allows blind people to read Braille without moving their fingertips. Users have to just wrap their hands around their case, and the pins would do the movement. With Braille Easy, learning Braille is as easy as attaching the case, downloading learning apps, and learning from the comfort of your palm. Our case costs $300 and a 99-cent subscription fee for app maintenance. And with success, we aim to impact over 3.3 million blind individuals in the US and more abroad. Braille Easy is led by a passionate team of computer scientists, engineers, and entrepreneurs, and is overseen by Lisan, who is a blind student. So join us and help empower the blind by increasing Braille literacy. Thank you.
Nice work. You made it just in time. Would you like your screen up for the Q&A, or would you like it? Or would you like you just to be featured?
I can have the screen. Well, it's kind of half and half, so, but I can have the screen.
Okay.
Sure.
All right. Sounds good. So audience members, so this is your time to ask questions. Feel free to ask Ebenezer anything about him, his team, his company, his vision, his business model, pretty much anything about the pitch that you heard that will influence your decision at the end of the night of which company you're going to vote for the winner. Megan, do you have any questions that you want to ask that you can think of?
Yeah, Ebenezer, can you give us a little bit of background on how you decided to what was your reason for founding this company? What was kind of your motivation for founding this company?
Of course. So I'm from Ethiopia originally, and I'm a computer science student. I'm very enthusiastic about technology. And but in Ethiopia, people with disabilities don't have the same opportunities as far as technology goes for the most part. And so I was very emboldened to help in that aspect and become the Steve Jobs of technologies that impact people with disabilities. And so Braille Easy is the first step where I saw an opportunity to help blind people have a convenient means to use Braille and become independent in their lives.
All right, great.
Nice. And we've got our first question here from Facebook from Jacob Mishke asking, and you can just let me know if you want me to pull your slides back up. Jacob asks, what motivated you to start the business?
Yes. So as I was telling Megan, it's sort of seeing how, for instance, in Ethiopia, people who didn't have legs used to crawl, use their hands because they didn't have the opportunity to have the wheelchairs that exist here in this country and have the insurance. And so that was the main reason that most importantly, impacted me to put more thought into people with disabilities and technologies that impact them. But as far as Braille, when I came to the United States, I was told that Braille wasn't important because audio technologies are very popular, and so why do you need Braille? And as I researched into it with my co-founder Amanda, we found that Braille is actually very important for the blind to attain social independence, like using the restrooms, but also financially. 90% of blind people that are employed are Braille literate. And so we had the drive to make sure that we let people know that Braille is important and we're doing something to increase the literacy rate.
Nice. And we just got a flood of comments here. So Ceci asks, can you explain in more detail how the physical case works with the app?
Of course. So I will be using two devices. One is a smartwatch, a Braille smartwatch called Dot. And it's very small. I'm going to try to put it here. It's very small. And as you can see, it outputs Braille using solenoid actuators. And what we're trying to do is we want to have a smartphone case where blind people can hold their smartphones. And as they're interacting with their phones, the pins would do the movement and they can read Braille. So currently there's voiceovers that can speak information, but we want to have that experience of Braille and help them become more literate. And this is very amazing because smartphones are very portable. Blind people can read Braille whenever they're in, the bus, anywhere they're at. This is very portable and can help them learn Braille very, very fast.
Nice. Amber Christian asks, is your MVP product already built and available in the market? If not, when would it be available in the market?
Good question. So we, in January, we had a G-Alpha program where we participated in St. Thomas, University of St. Thomas in Minnesota, and we designed an LED-based prototype. And currently, we participated in the 2020 Fowler Global Social Innovation Challenge, where we placed top 5, one runner-up at the Qualcomm Wireless Reach Impact, and also the most social innovative award there, and got some seed funding that we're using this summer to create a prototype. And we're also working with the National Federation of the Blind in Minnesota to establish focus groups that can help us test the prototypes once completed. So we kind of see the timeline as this summer would be kind of finishing the prototype and get it tested by December, and hopefully get into production by next year.
Nice. Mike Lewis asks, if I heard correctly, only 10% of blind individuals can read Braille. Why is that? And is there a reason there aren't more who are looking to learn in general?
Sure. So good question. The reason is, as I said, Braille technology hasn't evolved. So blind people have to move their fingertips in order to read Braille. And now with, Alexa, Siri, all these audio technologies, it is more easier to listen to information than to read it using Braille. For instance, Braille books are very bulky, and Braille displays, like I mentioned, are very expensive, costing upwards of $15,000. And so those reasons are kind of prohibiting people from learning Braille, but it's not helping them in the sense that they're losing a reading ability. As it's one way to put it is, would you allow your child to not learn how to read and just listen to their homeworks and work at school just by listening? And we wouldn't do that because literacy is key. And so that is kind of the dilemma that exists right now. We're trying to solve that with an approach that can bridge audio technologies and also Braille.
Got it. And that is time for the Q&A portion. Ebenezer, great pitch tonight. Great job in the Q&A, and good luck.
Thank you so much, Dick, and thank you, Megan.
All right, next up, we have Fiveable. So let me pull up Amanda. Amanda, welcome to the stream.
Welcome, Amanda.
How's it going, y'all? I'm like muted, like
awesome.
I've never been on Zoom or something.
We are excited to hear your pitch. Are you ready to rock?
Yeah, for sure. Let's do it.
All right, let me pull up the timer.
This is an updated pitch, so y'all are the first one to hear this brand new pitch.
Awesome. All right, I am ready when you are.
All right. Hey everyone, my name is Amanda. I'm the founder of Fiveable, and we are building a social learning network, particularly for high school students right now. So ultimately, learning at home is a mess of feelings that no one wants, especially students. This is coming straight from the kids. And now with COVID, that is all the time. And so, of course, before they were learning after school, but now it's just, they're always at home. So building a social learning network is about creating a space for students to study together. And in the last 6 months, it's been like totally insane how much traffic we've seen. 1.4 million students have been studying with us with 25% average retention. So ultimately, students can create or join communities. Those communities themselves build open source content libraries. The content is then verified by teachers and students, and we are then able to power personalized recommendations for the students to study. So in the past, that's actually meant a lot higher test scores. We've focused on AP as our sort of go-to-market strategy. And so reaching 1.4 million students is about a third of the AP market, and those students are passing at a higher rate. So essentially today we have 3,000 resources for AP students. We figured out the playbook for AP, and now we're ready to scale out to expand this beyond AP and really capture the high school market. I'm going to skip ahead a little bit, quick about our business model. We do sell group live streams. In 2020, we've grossed 135K on that. And then we're also going to be expanding into targeted ads and memberships as well. The way we reach students is all through SEO. It's completely organic. And we've got the dopest team ever that I'll shout out, that we are based in Milwaukee.
And that is time.
Woo!
Nice work.
Too many slides.
That's all right. And if you want me to pull up any of those slides again during the Q&A, just let me know.
Cool.
But all right, audience members, now's your chance to ask Amanda about Fiveable. So, and I like how you've got the emoji in your name there on the live stream. That's pretty cool. I would like to start out with a question, Amanda, if you don't mind. I'm curious, what is the biggest obstacle that you and your team at Fiveable need to overcome in the next 6 months, and how are you going to overcome it?
Yeah, so I mean, it's a crazy time for schools right now. We're all sort of awaiting announcements about whether or not schools will be in person or online. So one of the challenges that we have is just that there's such a difference in what students are experiencing. Normally, we can really align ourselves to what a typical school year would look like. But because this year is sort of half and half or disrupted, we are really trying to make sure that we're building a product that can be aligned to whether we're remote or in person. We're just trying to adapt into that.
Nice. We've got a question here from Mike Lewis. He asked, you mentioned a revenue source as ad revenue. Have you spoken to advertisers, and what has their feedback or interest been so far?
So far we've only focused on the revenue stream of selling group live streams. So we actually launched that piece in April, and we're able to do a little over 110K just in like 2 weeks in May. So moving forward into the ad revenue space, we know in the fall we're going to be averaging about 30,000 page views per day. So I haven't spoken to any of these advertisers yet. I'm just actually putting together a list right now of folks in the college marketing space that are looking for creative ways to recruit students, especially given the restraints of this next year.
Nice. We've got a question here from Andrea, and she's asking, how do you compare the impact of students' engagement with Fiveable relative to their AP prep options?
Yeah, so basically the test prep space hasn't really changed much in a long time. And even when there are new platforms out there, it's really challenging because they use kind of an old school way of teaching. And so especially when you think about something like Khan Academy, that was revolutionary 20 years ago. So what we're seeing now is that students, especially Gen Z, are incredibly social and creative, but those are not existing in their educational spaces. So for us, it's about the peer-to-peer environment. It's about how they're interacting with teachers, many teachers beyond just their one classroom educator, and really making sure that students feel connected to a larger community to really build up their confidence.
Right. Mike Lewis gave another comment there, and he said, "Let me know if you need help with that measurement."
Yeah, for sure.
There. So,
weren't you an AP student yourself as well, Amanda?
Me, barely. I was someone that looked at APs as like a space for the smart kids. But I was a teacher, so I taught AP classes, and when I was first handed AP World, I was like, "This is a really hard class. It's really difficult for students to figure out and navigate." And so that was something that I kind of took on as an educator, not as a student, actually.
Okay,
and
great.
We've got time for one last comment. Amanda asks, how do you anticipate things changing once COVID isn't an issue anymore?
So we always thought of ourselves as an after-school platform. I know that schools just generally move slow in terms of adopting new technologies, and that's why I planted myself in the after-school space. And so while COVID is disrupting school, it means that we're around all the time. After COVID, there's still all the after school time that students spend doing homework, browsing YouTube, just basically kind of in their own bubble, trying to figure out and navigate things on their own. And that's where we want to be supportive. I'm not about selling to schools right now. I'm not about even partnering with schools, other than the fact that we're building relationships with teachers. So it's really we're just kind of exploding right now, but even when things go back to normal, we'll very much still be a part of a student's after school plans.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Amanda. Pitch was awesome. Great job in the Q&A, and look forward to seeing how results turn out after tonight. So thanks a lot, Amanda.
Thanks.
All right. And with that, we're going to welcome Quinn to the screen. Quinn, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are
you? I'm doing great. Megan, how are you feeling
Me
about tonight
too.
so far?
Yes, rock and roll tonight.
That's right. We are halfway through the pitches. You are right in the middle there. So here is your screen, and let me set up the timer. And I will start whenever you're ready.
Cool. Good evening, everyone. I'm here tonight to introduce you Peach Mindfulness. Sorry, just a hiccup on my computer. Have you tried to sit down and meditate before and got frustrated because you couldn't seem to shut off the thoughts in your head? Or were you curious to start meditating but got overwhelmed by the meditation options out there and don't know where to start? Worse yet, you've wanted to meditate but never seemed to find time to do it. Hi, my name is Quinn Bolter. I'm the founder of Peach Mindfulness. I've been meditating for 7 years now, and the problems talked about are the ones I used to encounter frequently while meditating. That's why I created Peach Mindfulness. Peach is a digital meditation coach that makes it simple for you to meditate. Peach guides you with the proper way to meditate, in which you will be inviting and accepting thoughts instead of eliminating them or pushing them away. Peach transfers the deep experience of the venerable monks from the Buddhist tradition who have practiced meditation for decades to help you more likely to succeed. In terms of delivery, Peach Technology selects the meditation session for you each day based on your meditation goal and progress. So you are always ready to start the day off with great energy in the morning and wind down at night with a restful sleep. There's no app installation. The meditation sessions are sent right to your phone through text messages. They like reminder from a friend, so you're more likely to meditate.
And that is time.
Simple path to mindfulness. That's all.
Awesome job. Nice work, Quinn.
Cool.
And with that, I will set up the timer for your 4 minutes of Q&A. And audience members, you can start chiming in for your questions. So I have a question, Quinn. So how are you guys going to differentiate yourself in the marketplace from Calm, and from the app Calm, and from Headspace?
Yeah, we have 3 differentiation points. One is the content. Our content fits with the users who have tried meditation before but didn't work, because we encourage people who have a lot of thoughts during the meditation to solve the challenge by using our unique meditation method that encouraging having thoughts, inviting thoughts instead of eliminating them. And in terms of delivery, we deliver the messages with meditations to the users, and that has been hugely helpful to the ones who have tried our app because they get the reminders and they don't forget to do the meditation. So, if you run out of time or you can't find time, it's always there to meditate right away. And then we also select the meditation sessions for you so that you don't have to spend time scrolling through the app and getting overwhelmed by the number of options. And then by the time that you found one, time is already up, so you can't do the meditation on that day. So that combination of content and technology that's giving us the winning points.
Nice. And you just mentioned there about your users who have tried the app, which is a perfect segue into Jacob Mishy's question. Jacob asks, how have users responded to your application? Have they experienced any health benefits so far?
Yeah, Peach has launched its beta users, the first launch in May. And in less than a month, we have over 1,000 users sign up to our app. Last month, we just completed a user study with the user who tried Peach. And we have 93% of the user who responded that the Peach have a positive impact on their mood during the 7 days trial. And also the same amount of users responded that Peach has a positive impact on their mood after 7 days, for several days after the 7 days.
Sure. And so you said you had 1,000 downloads, correct, so far?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How many of those 1,000 are daily active users?
Oh, we have tracked the completion rate. So we have about 60% of people completed all of the 7 days of meditation. And each day we have morning and night meditations.
Nice. We've got a fresh question in here from Jennifer. And Jennifer asks, how do you suggest people set meditation goals and measure their progress?
Yeah, we have categorized meditation goals into 5 categories. So people can pick the areas of kind of life aspect that they want to improve. So either the sleep quality or improve their stress or work performance or just happiness overall. And when people sign up, they can pick on the meditation goals, and we will be personalizing the meditation sessions based on their goal. And with their progress, we have checkpoints because Peach acts as the meditation coach. So we check in with the users on how they're doing and getting their feedback. And the technology can right now can kind of differentiate based on sentiment that if they have they're having a positive or negative emotion, kind of experience with Peach. And then we also check in if they have completed the sessions that we sent. So we have a good grasp of how much the user has proceeded in order to send in new meditations, because we don't want users to have the feeling that they lag behind. They always encourage. And the system kind of acts as an emotionally intelligent coach that go with them along the way and guide them to a success path.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Quinn. That was there's your 4-minute time. Good luck and awesome job so far tonight. We're looking forward to seeing how results turn out.
My pleasure.
Thank you, Quinn.
All right. And before our final pitch, I'm going to invite, hold on one second. I'm going to invite Josh Williams, one of our board members, here to the live stream. Hey, Josh. Oh, looks like you're on mute.
How about now?
Perfect. I can hear you.
Perfect. Hello.
So, Josh, do you want to give us a little insight to what's going to happen after the final pitch and then after the voting tonight?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to finish up the pitches and we're all going to vote. And then once everything for the presentations is said and done, I'm going to go into the different live streams. So I'll go into Facebook as well as into YouTube. And I'm going to post the link to join our link tree. And on that link tree, there will be a link that says join the virtual happy hour here. And when you click on that link, it's going to bring you to a site called Meetaway. And what Meetaway basically is it sets up one-on-one meetings between everyone who's in the group. So you will sign up. They have a little quick 2-minute video that gives you a really, really good solid tutorial to understanding how the process works. But once you get signed up, it will match you up with one other person, and it will put you in a room together for about 5 minutes. And you can network with that person. You can tell them what you do, ask them what they do, figure out, if you can help each other or collaborate in the future. And then once it gets close to the end of that 5-minute mark, it's going to ask you if you want to continue the conversation or if you want to switch and start a new conversation. You can decide that for yourself. If a conversation is going really well, you can definitely stay. But we also want people to network and get to know one another. So we don't want, everyone to stay with the same person throughout the entire thing. But yeah, once you click that you're ready to start socializing with someone new, it'll register that, and then when the 5 minutes is finally up, it'll change your screen and match you up with someone else, and you'll continue networking for the rest of the time that we have. Yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thanks a lot, Josh. And in case anybody who's listening, this is your first time using Meetaway, if you've been to one of our past Founders Live virtual events, you already created an account. You won't have to go through the onboarding piece, that little 2-minute video. You should be good to go and just join the chat. If this is your first time using it, we recommend going in there to set up your account. If you've got extra time during the voting time, we'll give about 3 minutes during after the fourth pitch here for people to vote. So if after you cast your vote, you can go in there and start creating your account. So that way you can jump into conversations with other people right away. So
it takes about 2 minutes. It's really easy to use.
Right. Well, thanks a lot, Josh. We'll see you in the networking happy hour.
Yeah, see y'all there.
Thanks. And with that, we would like to welcome our final founder, Carla. Carla, welcome to the stream.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Are you excited?
Yeah, always.
Awesome. All right, so there is your screen. And I will set up your timer. And I will start it whenever you're ready.
Great, I'm ready. I'm pretty sure all of you have received a greeting card in the last 6 months. Think about what you did with that heartfelt greeting. Now think about how many paper towels you used in the past 3 days. And what did you do with them? That got me thinking. What if you didn't have to throw away those used greetings? The average household buys 25 to 30 greeting cards and uses 30 rolls of paper towel a year. These industries use more than 300 million trees and 200 billion gallons of water. Neither industry is going away anytime soon. My disruptive idea solves some of the issues of the millions of pounds of waste that is created by these two industries. So what's my big idea? First, I'm going to tell you a little bit about Soak It Up. Soak It Up cloths are clever, compostable cleaning cloths. During COVID-19, we had the fortune to land a spot on the View's View Your Deal. As you can see, it gave us a great boost to our sales. Creating Soak It Up has made it possible to establish manufacturing, sales, materials, and the time to file a patent and refine production for that big idea. That big idea is CLARDS, greetings that clean up, literally. Let me show you what I'm talking about. CLARDS is an eco-friendly greeting that is first a card and then becomes a reusable, long-lasting cleaning cloth. In February, I finished a successful crowdfunding campaign and now plan to launch a line of greetings for the holidays. I am on a mission to help everyone consume less and feel more by using fun, functional, eco-friendly products. Check out CLARDS and Soak It Up cloths. Thanks.
Perfect timing. Awesome. All right, I'm setting up your 4 minutes for your Q&A. Let me know if you want me to pull your slides back up. And Megan, do you have any questions for Carla while we're waiting for the audience to start typing in their questions in the chat?
Yeah, Carla. So my question is, can our audience, are the CLARDS or the dishcloths available right now for sale?
Yes.
And how would they be able to purchase one if they were interested?
Right. Well, if you go to, and I don't know if you can pull that slide up.
Can you pull that slide up at the end, Dick?
Yeah. There you go.
Oh, I guess I have just Soak It Up cloths. Sorry. You can go to soakitupcloths.com and you can purchase any of the cloths actually that you see behind me, and plus a whole bunch more. And then you can also pre-order CLARDS, and or if you go to clards.com, you can also just sign up and I'll keep you posted on what's going to happen for the holiday greetings.
Great, thank you.
Yeah.
Awesome. Carla, if you wouldn't mind sharing, what has your traction looked like so far? How long have you been in business, and then how have your sales been impacted by COVID?
So I started in 2017, and I have grown exponentially ever since. And fortunately, I have a friend who's a salesperson, so that's how I really started. And I started selling to gift shops while I ramped up my online presence, which obviously being on national television recently has boosted that a great deal and has been really helpful. So the curve is starting to change from selling wholesale to retail.
Nice. Yeah. Traction's always super fun when you start to achieve that scalability piece, right?
Exactly.
That's awesome. So we've got a question here from Andrea. She is asking, how does the price point compare to paper cards and paper towels?
Great idea. Great question. So the cards will sell for $12 and will eventually get down to $8 is the goal. The cleaning cloths right now sell for $6.99. Generally, people spend about $180 a year on paper towels. So literally, you could buy 2 of my cloths and replace all of your paper towels. So they're $6.99. So
there's a huge cost savings, and that's just after year 1, right?
exactly. That's enough for a really good massage. So
right, so you can buy 2 of your products and get a massage for the same price as 1 year's worth of paper towels.
Exactly.
On that note, I'm curious, how long do your towels usually last?
So I say they'll last for months, but literally I've had some for several years. And my 93-year-old mother will say they last for many years because she's very careful about not putting them in the dryer and putting them in the microwave to sterilize them. And then also you can dry them in the microwave. So if you are nice to them, they're nice to you, I guess is the best way to put it.
Nice. And if you're willing to, we've got 2 more questions if you want to try to squeeze them in here in the last 30 seconds. So Mike Lewis asks, who is the target end user? Someone who is eco-friendly, the family decision maker? Do you have any retailer aspirations?
Right. So I do sell in retail. And then as far as the cards are concerned, that's a little bit of a different market, but it is definitely similar. I found that a lot of millennials are really interested in the cards because they want to get back to writing notes, but they don't want to throw them away. There's a great potential for invitations with the cards and also even direct mail. So that
awesome.
Sort of answers that question a little bit. I could go in more depth, but.
Sure. So, and then Joy has another question on Facebook, and to the other founders who are still in the live stream here, if you all want to go through the Facebook and the YouTube live stream after this, there were questions that we weren't able to get to in here in this live stream. So if you want to answer those and reach out to those individuals, you're absolutely welcome to. Carla, awesome job. You did fantastic, and we look forward to seeing how everything works out at the end of the night.
Thank you.
Megan, what do you think?
There's so many good ones. I was going to ask you the same thing, Dick, if you had a favorite in those in that group, but it's pretty hard. It's pretty hard to pick a favorite out of those great organizations.
Definitely. This has been a tough month. And I'm almost, typically we've had 5 companies pitch every month. We had one company who had some last minute startup needs come up, and everybody understands how that goes. And I'm almost like, oh my gosh, these 4 companies are going to be neck and neck tonight. And I can't imagine if you had to split it between 5 companies to choose from. It's going to be crazy. So on that note, Josh Williams, who tuned in earlier, he's one of our board members. He's going to be going around and posting the Linktree link onto YouTube and Facebook. So if you go to, I bet I could just share it here as well. Let me just do this. So if you go to this link tree, so linktr.ee/foundersLiveMN, and again, Josh will be linking that on both of those live streams. If you're tuning in from Periscope or Twitter, you could just go to that link. And you can see on that website, on our link tree, there is going to be a button that says cast your vote or vote here. And that is what you're going to want to click on to vote. And I'm pulling it up right now so I can check it out. And I'm going to share my screen here, and we have, whoops. So we're not going to do the full 3 minutes. We'll probably do 2.5 or something. And at the end of that 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes, we will look at the final cast for the vote, the final vote, and see who the winner is. And then we'll announce the winner. They get the prize packages, including the Google Cloud credits, the Amazon AWS credits, the podcast guest opportunity, the PR opportunities, the free consulting, the whole 9 yards. And then they'll give another little 99-second pitch at the end of the night to, they can say thank you, or like the Academy Awards or whatever. And we'll go from there. So, and then we'll migrate over to virtual happy hour, which is my favorite part.
Mine too.
So Megan, why don't you, for people who are, obviously this participants, audience members, and founders too, founders who are in the live stream, vote for yourself. This is we're a democracy here. You can cast your own vote. Feel free to reach out to, if you had any team members that were tuning in tonight, they absolutely can vote as well. And then Josh Williams is mentioning here, after you vote, make sure that you sign up for our virtual happy hour. So that is also on that link tree. So if you looked on the link tree where the vote casting button was, right beneath that, it says join the virtual happy hour or the speed networking, which is going to start. We had it slotted in to start at 7, but it'll start at like 7:10ish. You know what I mean? Something like that. Oh, bless you.
Thanks.
So thanks a lot, Josh. All right. There he is again on YouTube. So we got about a minute left here. We'll give some people an opportunity to cast your vote, and then sign up for the networking. So, Megan, do you want to kind of chat a little bit about what Founders Live has been doing the last few months, and what our plans are coming up here? I know that as operations coordinator, you've got your hands in pretty much every aspect of Founders Live. So if you could just chat on that for a couple of minutes, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, so since COVID, we have definitely gone virtual, and we were kind of out. Founders Live was always a virtual platform as well, but we have become solely virtual. And kind of what we've been doing is we've been having, like I said, I think at the very, very beginning, if you remember this or if you're tuned in, we have been trying to keep kind of the same format going as far as, having networking, having people pitch, and having the voting and the questions and everything like that. Kind of what we're looking to do is we'll be staying virtual for a while. We do plan on doing that, but we plan on continuing the great entertainment and the networking piece for everybody who is viewing. And the nice thing is, like I mentioned, and like you may have seen in the comments, is we do have people joining us who probably would never have joined the Minneapolis Founders Live because they can. It's obviously a lot easier to log into a live stream than to get on a plane and fly to the other side of the country and get a hotel and stuff. So we plan on continuing this format, and that's kind of I guess that's mostly what I could kind of say about the Founders Live and kind of what we're about. We're about connecting entrepreneurs, as Dick and I were kind of talking about at the beginning. We got to know each other through Founders Live, and there's a lot of great people who you can get to know through Founders Live as well.
Awesome. And with that, we will go ahead and, whoops, let me just skip this. So obviously the next Founders Live event will be on August 13th, and you can register by scanning that QR code. Again, on that link tree, there will be a link to register for that event. So, and with that, if we could get imagine a drum roll here, and we will pull up our winner. Thanks, Megan. And our winner is Fiveable. Congratulations, Amanda.
Great job, Amanda.
Thank you.
Have any words of wisdom or anything you want to tell us that we didn't get to about Fiveable or about kind of your organization?
I mean, I think like we are very much a student first company. We are really lifting up the voices of students, especially high school students that get left out of educational decisions all the time. So if you know high school students, if you know teachers, I'd love for you to share Fiveable with them so that they can engage in a community this upcoming year.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Amanda.
Thank you.
We'll see you at the virtual happy hour, and everyone who's tuned in. All the founders will be at that virtual happy hour, so you can, in your preferences, you can see if you can get paired up with them. If you have someone that you want to introduce them to, if you maybe you're an investor and they've piqued your interest, you can conversate with them at the happy hour there. So, all right. So again, our next event is going to be on August 13th. And of course, we want your feedback. So I think I've mentioned it several times in the live stream so far. You can either scan this link or you can go to our link tree again, and it says, submit the feedback survey. We super appreciate any feedback, whether you just want to say we're all doing great, 5 out of 5. Pat on the back, or if there's some room for improvement, we're absolutely open to, and we welcome, that improvement for us, and that's how we take that feedback very seriously, and we want to continue to improve our company or our organization. So, all right, Megan, you want to give people one last plug for Meetaway before we jump over there?
I have to say that the last time I used it, people did really like that you could pick who you're talking to, and you get to kind of meet a bunch of different people. You're not really siloed to talk to one person for the entire night. So be sure to have some great conversations, and I'll see some of you in probably about 2 to 5 minutes when I join.
That sounds awesome. I'll be joining here immediately after. I've already got the window pulled up. And one thing I like to compare to, it's pretty much like Tinder for networking, because you can swipe left or swipe right. You can say, yes, I want to be paired with this person. No, I don't. It's really cool. It gives people that really comfortable option of, it asks, do you want to stay in this conversation for an additional 2 minutes? And sometimes in that first 2 minutes, you already got all the value needed. You already exchanged your information. What's great about Meetaway is it actually can follow up with you afterwards and it says, do you want the follow-up information from any of these people? And you can choose the option to send them a follow-up, with your contact info. So it's pretty cool. And again, thank you to the 4 companies that pitched tonight. So awesome job. And we'll see everybody next month. So thanks a lot for tuning in, and we'll see you guys all in the virtual happy hour.